Hey ho Leute und herzlich willkommen zurück zu Tales of Zestiria. Ja, im letzten Part hat sich Dazzle geopfert, um Rose zu retten und ist jetzt quasi hier gerade nach dem Kampf gegen diese komische anderen Seraphim oder keine Ahnung wie dieses Mädchen hieß. Okay, was sollen wir jetzt machen? Geh ins Gasthaus, nachdem du mit allen gesprochen hast. So, das werden wir jetzt mal tun. Hier ist Mikleo.
Dazzle's death, his shameful acts, and the things Simone said. Perhaps they're all things the shepherd has to accept in order to quell the Lord of Calamity.
I'm just not sure how to feel about it all.
I was thinking you should quit.
What?
Just hear me out. I used to think that when the shepherd was getting crushed and overwhelmed by his duty or by his destiny, that it was something that you could just up and quit. Until yesterday, that is. Things are different now.
For Dazzle's sake, if nothing else, I want to find the answers.
That's right. It isn't even some feeling of obligation so much as I just want to know, in the hope that we won't make the same mistakes again. So that's why I no longer think you should quit.
We definitely have to find some answers.
Right. And it isn't just the shepherd's duty either. This journey is something we, all of us, need to own.
That's true. Thank you.
There's no need for thanks. I just said how I truly feel.
Ja, okay. Gehen wir weiter. Unsere Suche nach Antworten ist noch nicht vorüber. Das stimmt. Wir müssen auf jeden Fall Antworten finden. Okay, dieses Mädchen hieß also Summary, Sumi. Keine Ahnung, ich kann mir den Namen nicht merken. Es ist schon spät, wir sollten ausruhen. Nee, ich will noch weiter erkunden. Boah, die Stimmung ist gerade echt irgendwie eigenartig im Spiel hier. Okay. Und suchen wir mal die anderen. Hier ist Edna.
Our friend, the creepy little girl. She said she was burdened with sins.
Right. And she also said that the shepherd must know the truth of Seraphim, who carry such sorrowful burdens.
Of those whose mere existence means human suffering. Sometimes death can be a release. If just by living one causes terrible things to happen, then death would be.
Edna, stop right there!
I'm not talking about Dazzle, you idiot.
You shouldn't be saying that about your brother either!
So what if I did? They're just words. It's probably nothing you haven't heard before anyway.
I still don't like it. I don't want to hear it right now.
Oh. Then there's nothing to discuss.
Yeah.
Saray. All I was really trying to say is that I think Dazzle was saved in a way. I chose my words poorly, and it was wrong of me. I apologize.
Thank you, Edna.
Don't mention it.
Ach, Edna. Eine einzige Nacht reicht bei weitem nicht aus, um meine Gefühle zu sortieren. Ja, das glaube ich auch. Okay. So, hier oben müsste jetzt Lila sein. Ja.
Lila, what are you doing?
Oh, this?
That's incredible! How'd you do that?
Making paper crafts like this really takes the edge off for me. I forget about all my cares, and it's like I just enter my own little world.
I see.
Saray, you've got to stop carrying the burden all by yourself.
I think this one's gonna be tough, even if I share the burden. I find myself wondering, was there anything else I could have done? Should we have talked it over first? I just start thinking about things.
Moments of reflection are good for the spirit, Saray, but regrets solve nothing.
What's this?
Humans have a custom. Sometimes they send a paper boat down a river imbued with a remembrance of their lost one, so that it may reach them. Since Dezel was a wind seraph, I thought maybe a bird that soars through the air would be more fitting. Now, Saray, let's send it off.
I'm sure it reached him. Lila.
Yes?
Thank you. But you mustn't try to carry the burden all by yourself either.
I'll be quite fine. There's no need to worry. I'm going to stay up here for a while. The wind feels comforting.
All right then. I'll leave you to it.
Okay. I too have a ways to go.
Oh Mann. Hey. Bitte lass mich noch kurz hier bleiben. Okay. Gut. Dann gehen wir mal ins Gasthaus. Das wird wahrscheinlich Rose sein, oder? Ich weiß es nicht. Oder ist Rose woanders? Ich gehe nochmal schnell schauen in einem anderen Gebiet. Ah, okay. Hier ist David.
Hey, Shepard. Tell me something. How was Dezel in his last moments?
He was smiling.
So, he was he? I guess he got his wish after all.
Zavid, you knew Dezel, didn't you?
Sort of. There was a time my comrades and I saved him, when he was just a little rascal.
Oh. Is that why your fighting styles are so similar?
Yep, he learned by copying me. And yet, I don't think he even remembered who I was. That fellow tossed everything away, even his memories. But if something gets thrown away, you just gotta find it again. And you found it for him, didn't you?
Hey, are you trying to comfort me, Zavid?
You bet I am. You're gonna be my all-important vessel pretty soon. Can't have you getting all malevolent on me.
Huh?
And on that note, I think I'll go talk to Lila about that Sublord Pact.
You gotta be kidding me!
Well, I can't exterminate the Hellions all by myself anymore, can I? And besides, if I tag along with you, I can collect your debt to me whenever I like.
You can't just decide something like that!
Oops, I did. Anyway, see you tomorrow, Sheps.
That lousy...
Ach, cool. Der David, der fetzt. Okay, also...
Saray.
Huh?
Back there, I spoke with Dezel during his last moments. And when I saw him then, I remembered something that I'd forgotten long ago. I had met him before, when I was really little. I realized he'd probably been protecting me ever since, my whole life.
Rose, Dezel didn't want you to know that. He said he wanted you to live believing you'd come this far by your strength alone.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what he wanted. But I actually wish he'd just straight up told me, without knowing I was a jerk, self-absorbed and totally ungrateful to him.
Sorry.
From now on, you gotta tell me these things, alright?
Right. This is actually a load off my mind. I was worried you'd be, devastated.
Yeah, I don't know. A whole lot of things happened all at once. And somehow it doesn't feel like I'll never see him again. And the garbage that crazy Simone chick was spouting, I think it says more about her problems than anything else.
Rose, you're my hero.
Oh, I just don't like to think too much. Anyway, Saray, you get some good rest.
I will.
Okay. Sorry, ich glaube, du solltest etwas schlafen, ja. Rose ist ja noch relativ entspannt irgendwie. Wir haben jetzt Savita an Bord. Ich weiß nicht, ob ich mich da freuen soll. Okay, gut. Gehen wir jetzt erstmal ins Gasthaus. Und ruhen uns ein wenig aus. Ausruhen.
Morning, Saray. Did you sleep well?
Yeah.
You don't look like it.
Yo, Saray!
Oh, Zavid, you're still here.
Ouch! Lila, is he always this cold?
Well, it looks like everyone's here. Care to explain why you wish to enter the Sublord Pact?
No problemo. My goal is directly connected to the Shepherd's journey.
Your goal? Oh yeah, you said there were people you had to settle the score with.
Right. One of them being little Miss Edna's older brother. And the other? Mautellus.
Mautellus of the Five Lords?
The entire Glenwood continent is supposed to be under his protection, right? Except our baby boy toddled off somewhere, and right at that exact time, the Lord of Calamity shows up. Isn't that funny?
It can't be.
I didn't think it could be either. At first.
But if Mautellus really did become a Hellion and bind with Heldolf...
We'll need to confirm that's what happened.
And the only way to do that is to approach him directly.
Maybe, but we need to be able to stand against Heldolf's domain, or we're sunk.
And that's where I come in. If you'll let me fill the Dezel-shaped hole in your group, together we should be strong enough. How about it? It's in all our best interests, right?
What do you believe we should do?
Saray,
No. What were we talking about again?
Hey, can I have the floor?
Huh?
Hey! I thought you had good to do in the world! Keep moping and crying, and I'll chain you up so tight you can't even breathe! That's what he said. Oh, and he asked me to kick your ass a little too while I was at it. And then I told him I'd do my best out there. And so that's why I'm damn well gonna do my best out there. Why am I crying like this?
Rose.
He was really, really glad he got to travel with all of you. And I didn't even notice. But in the end, He was smiling. If only I talked with him more. Oh, forget it. I'm done.
Thank you for delivering his message to us. He was a kind watchdog up until the very end.
I'll say.
Guess you'll be okay from now on, huh, Rose?
I'm okay. Are you okay?
All right, let's go!
Hold your horses! Don't I get a pact thingy?
Oh.
Alrighty. So, now what do we do?
Just as planned. We're heading to Glavend Basin.
Since it's the place where we first met Heldolf.
Glavend Basin, huh? Here we go!
Okay, jetzt haben wir also Savit an Bord. Und war jetzt noch etwas fertig? Okay. Welche Irissteine? Gibt es jetzt noch irgendwas? Gehen wir erstmal raus aus der Stadt. So, und ich würde sagen, wir speichern erstmal, oder? Wir hören uns erstmal das Ding an. Die spirituelle Kraft des Windes.
You said you'd fill in for Dezel, right?
A man never goes back on his word. Well, unless it's with the ladies.
But can you really do it?
Oh ho ho! You doubt me, huh? Come on, you've seen what I can do.
Yeah, but only because you practically forced it on us.
I said I was sorry. Jeez.
We get how strong you are, but what about the spiritual power of wind? You don't have to go back and get it?
Not to worry. The shepherd takes those spiritual powers into his being. So there's nothing to worry about. Especially not with an able and handsome wind seraph like me.
All right then.
I won't let you down.
I'll see to it you don't.
I'm a little surprised. You're quite knowledgeable about spiritual powers and shepherds.
Well, I am a well-experienced grown-ass man after all. You know you can always count on me.
Somehow I'm not so sure that I can.
Okay, der Savit ist sehr von sich selbst überzeugt. Savit will einfach nur dazugehören.
I know this is real sudden, but there's something I want to ask y'all so I can fit in a little better. Tell me your weaknesses.
Why would we tell you something like that?
Hey now, that's cold, Mick boy. I'll tell you mine to make it fair. On days when the temperature is low, I get cold.
Yeah, because you don't wear any clothes.
Oh, I see how it is. You want something juicier? Let me tell you something. If a girl starts crying, there's nothing I won't do for her.
Didn't need to know that, thanks.
You guys are tough customers. All right, try this one on for size. I'm strong against earth, but weak against fire.
We knew that.
That's no good either. Well, then here's a juicy tidbit that'll rock your world. As far as I can tell, from the waist up, Lila is...
This isn't even about weaknesses anymore.
Looks like you're fitting in just fine, I'd say.
Hey, Zavid. I want to ask you about something you mentioned.
Oh, Is this your response to my love confession?
Don't try and weasel your way out of this. You said there was something you had to settle with my brother.
That's all there is to it, really. There's just something between us we need to settle.
And that something is?
I told him, please, let me marry your little sister, and he punched me.
Don't lie.
Oh, come on, he'd totally do something like that.
Fine. Don't tell me then.
No wonder he's worried about her all the time.
So what's this really about?
Did Edna's brother ask a favor from you or something like that?
Who wants to know?
Does it have something to do with the oath?
Nah, it's not that big of a deal. But even so, a promise between men is just as sacred. It all might be too much for mere humans to bear.
I shouldn't have taken them along. Oh, it's so useless to say that now.
They could have stayed home in their rooms if they didn't want to deal with it. They went out of their own accord.
Yeah, and I don't think either of them expect or want anyone to take responsibility for their being dragged into this.
Both of them seem so used to living with the Seraphim. Wonder if they were always like this.
Saray and I were raised together ever since we were just babies.
There was a time when you were a baby?
That's rude.
My bad, my bad. I'm sure you were a sweet, well-behaved little guy back in your day.
Too bad I'm not like that anymore, huh? You know, there's something I've been wondering.
Yeah, what?
You're an Earth Seraph, right? So why do you use an umbrella for a weapon? Isn't that more like a water element?
I guess I can tell you. Ready to have your mind blown? I'm using it precisely because I'm an Earth Seraph.
Huh?
You know about the dominant relationships among the elements. Earth, water, fire, and wind, right? Earth is stronger than water. Meaning that especially when using seraphic arts, you can increase your mana output by using the subordinate element as a catalyst.
What?
Just to let you know, Lila has been using wind-imbued paper, and Dezel's pendulum has been using earth and minerals as their catalysts. The staff that you've been using is fundamentally an earth element. You'd have to be a complete idiot for using something like that as a water seraph. Is what I'd like to say, but I'll hold back.
But you did just say it!
Well, if you've been using it as a way to train yourself, or a way to incorporate physical attacks on top of seraphic arts, then you're not doing it completely wrong, at least. The longer you live, the easier it is for you to choose to do what takes the least amount of effort. But if you really aren't satisfied and want to grow stronger, then you're just going to have to do things the hard way, if you want to go beyond whatever ability you were born with.
Huh.
Anyways, you've been using your staff without knowing what it's for. Good job, dummy.
Okay, jetzt so mit den ganzen Gesprächen hier durch halt mal fix abspeichern. Okay, wo müssen wir jetzt hin? Suche Helder von den Herrscher des Unheils. Große Camalot-Brücke, da können wir eigentlich auch mal hingehen. Da waren wir, glaube ich, noch nicht gewesen, oder? Da waren wir auch noch nicht. Ich würde mal sagen, da porten wir uns mal schnell hin, weil ich keine Lust habe, das ganze Stück hier zu laufen. Brücke hier. So, jetzt schauen wir uns mal um. Ob wir da hin können schon. Ah, okay. Gott, die ist aber lang. Ich weiß, wir sollten jetzt wieder Levels senken, aber wir können mal gucken, ob wir hier noch irgendwas Tolles finden, ne? Keine Gespräche. Boah, Fehl, lass mich bloß in Ruhe. Wow. Okay, ich würde sagen, wir gehen die Brücke einfach mal lang und schauen mal, ob wir da irgendwo lang kommen. Gott. Lass mich zufrieden, du blöder Vogel. Nein. Na, Amsel, ja klar.
It's a good thing it's not night yet.
Well, make sure you don't get kidnapped in broad daylight.
Strike! Yeah! Multiple currents, no escape!
Lightning Tiger
How's
Blade!
this?
Find my enemy! Shield!
Yeah! Blade Fang! Let's keep it up!
Pyrogenic Rain!
Sword Rain!
My gathering flame!
Backburst Force!
Rising Phoenix! Ready?
Dragon Fang!
Prepare yourself! Jade Luminescence! Who's next?
Tiger Blade! This isn't over!
Na, los, geht schon kaputt.
This is it! Return to Void!
I won't lose! He won't end here!
Lightning Strike! Find my enemy!
All those hellions sure look...
Okay. So, wir müssen jetzt hier runter. Und kommen wir da oben nicht drüber. So, hier, zack, wegkuckeln. Okay. Oh, schnell ins nächste Gebiet. Nein! Och, Mann!
Freezing strike! Phantasm blast! Sword rain!
My chance. Go, blades of light.
Be gone! Let's give it up!
I'm not done yet.
Lord of water!
They're resilient.
Aim
Don't
and
just
fire!
charge in there.
Blistering fangs! Binding vortex!
Fastness Yama.
Aim and fire! Here goes!
So, es geht kaputt.
Not yet! Burst!
No escape.
Blistering fangs! As your
Sword of
assault!
fire. Crimson flame. May it burn your soul.
Ach,
Fire.
scheiße.
This is it.
Das war mal Attacke, ey.
Ocean blast! Open the way forward!
Pillars of flame. Vermilion crescent. Burn away.
Here it comes! Ocean blitz!
Lord of water.
My bow is
Yeah.
heavens! The vortex swallows you! Aqua limit! Hang on, everyone!
Das war doch mal eine
Here
andere.
goes! Scattering crush! Saints arrow! Ocean blitz!
Strike.
Burst! Breakdown!
Ja,
Binding
der
vortex!
endlich kaputt.
Right!
Wonderful.
Ja, ist das noch einer?
Pierce and
Aber wie
explode!
viele Viecher davon gibt's
Saints
denn?
arrow! Ha! Ready? Phantasm flash!
Go, my children. Bring these demons. Lightning strike.
Jetzt geht er endlich mal kaputt hier.
Fastness Yama.
Freezing strike! Flow and surge! Yeah! Howling
Go
deluge!
forth. Burning echo.
Burst forth! Flow and surge! It won't end here! Beast of water! Ha! Let's get him! I won't!
Mein Gott, die halten
What
ja
a
ewig
formidable
aus.
opponent!
So. Oh, cool. Ach, hier ist so ein Typ. Okay. Hey du. Ich habe einmal an jemanden aus Horsa einen Irisstein verkauft. Wo Horsa liegt? Es liegt westlich des Safgotmoors.
There we go! Info about an Irish gem!
I wonder how
Okay.
long ago that was.
What? Getting one of your bad feelings, Rose?
You could say that. I haven't heard much about the village of Horsa lately.
Okay, so die Frage, wo ist Horsa? Was mit dir? Ich kenne Maven seit, oh je, seit Ewigkeiten. Ich schwöre, dieser Mann treibt jede Ware für einen auf, nach der man fragt. Das ist beeindruckend und unerklärlich. Apropos Maven, er war gerade auf dem Weg zu den Lorraine, um etwas zu erledigen. Okay. Gut, gehen wir noch ein Stückchen weiter. Also ein bisschen neue Info über den Irisstein und über Maven. So, ich würde sagen, das Stück schaffen wir jetzt noch. Wenn ich jetzt hier unten lang gehe. Auf der anderen Seite. Okay. So. Das sieht echt cool aus. Kann ein bisschen die Aussicht genießen. Das ist ja ein riesiger. Überqueren wir gerade das Meer. Zu dem Kontinent da drüben. Das ist ja mega cool. Oh Gott, was ist das da oben für ein Viech? Ein Hellion. Ein fetter. Den lassen wir mal lieber dort. Vielleicht kommen wir jetzt hier zu diesem Horsa-Dorf oder so. Das wäre eigentlich recht praktisch, wenn das hier so auf dem Weg liegen würde. Du kriegst mich nicht. Uah. Gott, diese Fee, ja, die ist echt nervig. Lass mich zufrieden. Ich will doch bloß hier rüber gehen. Okay, wo sind wir jetzt? Ah, Safgoldmoor, okay. Da ist noch ein Dorf, da ist noch eine Ruine und da geht's noch zu einem anderen Gebiet. Okay, also ich würde sagen, da haben wir im nächsten Part was zu tun und erkunden das hier mal. Na gut, also bis zum nächsten Part. Ciao, ciao.